Good evening, cadets. This is Lance from CinematicGalaxy here, and as promised, I'm bringing you guys my review of Guardians of the Whills, which is one of the most recent canon novels. It came out the same day as Rebel Rising last month, and yeah, just to preface, this will not contain spoilers for Guardians of the Whills. It might possibly contain spoilers for Rogue One, so if you, for whatever reason, haven't seen Rogue One, you've been warned. But anyway, to start off this review, I just want to give a warning. This does not cover, I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's a warning. This does not cover Baze, Malbus, and Chirrut Imwe's time as actual Guardians of the Whills. It takes place after that temple has been destroyed, after they're no longer the Guardians. And that's unfortunate, I think. I think that was a missed opportunity. And really just a misdirecting title, a misleading title. So if you were going in expecting to see them when they were Guardians of the Whills, I'm just letting you know right now, this book is not about that. It references that time, and you get several tie-ins to Guardians of the Whills, but you really don't get that here. So that's unfortunate, but maybe they can do that down the line at some point. But yes, so there's not really a whole lot to say about this book without spoiling anything, except that it takes place near Rogue One, and it's during this wartime period, and you definitely just get a lot of camaraderie between Baze, Malbus, and Chirrut Imwe, who were some of my favorite characters in Rogue One. I absolutely love them. I actually appreciate these guys more the more I watch Rogue One. So that's something that, I mean, if you wanted more from their characters after Rogue One, then this is a book for you. If you just wanted to see more of them. Because as much as I love them in Rogue One, I will say that, you know, a lot was left mysterious about them, a lot was left ambiguous about them, and you kind of do get a taste of that with this book. So overall, what did I think of Guardians of the Whills? I actually really enjoyed it. I read it all in one sitting yesterday in a few hours. And it was a fun read, and I felt that it did not offer a ton for canon, so I wouldn't call it a must-read in that sense. I just think that if you love their characters, you should read it, and it does reveal some cool little tidbits, but aside, and it has nice emotion to it as well, that I don't think it's a waste of time at all. I think it's a fun read, and Greg Rucka, the author, has actually penned some other Star Wars material before in canon. He's penned Before the Awakening, which is a story about Finn, Rey, and Poe before The Force Awakens. He wrote Smuggler's Run, in my opinion, a really underrated young reader book about Han and Chewie between 4 and 5. And then he also wrote the Shattered Empire miniseries comic, which was in canon our first real look at post-Return of the Jedi content, aside from Aftermath. So I think that he's done some really good stuff, and this just continues that. I mean, I think the guy really understands Star Wars, and he gets these characters. And yeah, I mean, you see Baze and Chirrut just kind of going on certain missions without getting too deep into it that I thought was really good stuff. And I think what I enjoyed the most about it was kind of getting in both of these characters' heads, and they feel like Donnie Yen and Jane Wynn's performances in Rogue One. I really like the humor as well in this book, particularly with Chirrut Imwe, who is actually a really funny character. In Rogue One, and in the novelization, and in this book, he's very self-deprecating about his blindness, and even about his faith in the Force, simply because Baze is so dismissive of it at this time in his life. So that's something I really liked, and like I said, the heart was there. This book is, even though it's a young reader, it's definitely not something I would have very young kids reading. It deals with some dark stuff and some really desperate stuff as well. So yeah, I would be careful about that. One thing that I like about the actual book, it had some really nice illustrations. I won't show those just in case of spoilers. But I will show you the beginning of each chapter had this really cool image right here, kind of like red smoke, if you can see that. And this doesn't show it, but it would have like a passage from the Journal of the Whills, which I thought was really neat and kind of made the book more worth reading. So all in all, I have to rate Guardians of the Whills probably a solid 7.8 out of 10. I do think the title is misleading and it gets points off for that, but the book itself was pretty good. I mean, I think it's worth a read if you just wanted a quick, fun Star Wars read, but it's not a must read. You don't need to rush out and buy it unless you just want to own it. You could check it out from your library or pick it up at your bookstore and just sit there for a few hours and read it there. But anyway, guys, let me know if you've read Guardians of the Whills. What did you think? Did you love it? Did you think it was good? Did you not like it? Or do you plan on reading it after my review? Thanks as always for watching, guys. Just to let you know, I'm reading Darth Plagueis by James Luceno. No longer canon, but I've heard it's a fantastic book, so I definitely want to finish that, and I should get a review of that to you as well. Thanks as always for watching, and this is Lance from Cinematic Galaxy, signing off.